Maybe I should've let you go. I should've let you just walk on by. Never even said hi. No.
Peace and love, good people. So I woke up this morning about an hour ago, grand rising, right? Good afternoon, good night, whenever you are watching. And I was just really thinking about the Stay True to Self movement. And I've been writing it down on the whiteboard since about 2016. And it's helped me ground myself and just remind myself to stay true to who I am, right? To me, when I think about stay true to self, I'm like, what does it mean to you? You know, how does stay true to self connect to you? What do you get out of stay true to self? Because to me, it's self-explanatory, but I'm gonna break it down what stay true to self means to me. It means that you should respect your individuality. You should respect who you are, with your flaws, with your imperfections, because that is your gift, right? Your individuality, you being you, is your gift. Of course, we're all humans, we're all spiritual beings, but you're very unique, right? We're all unique within ourselves. And if you want to shine that uniqueness, you need to be exactly who you're supposed to be, right? You should know thyself. You have to ground yourself and be exactly who you're supposed to be. And I think about it day to day, and I'm like, why are so many people dealing with like mental health issues, or they feel lost, they lack purpose? And it always comes down to like people not being grounded with who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not grounded with who they are, the person they are. And unfortunately, with all the distractions in life and the hysteria of life, people tend to lose themselves, right? They tend to get away from themselves. And anytime I think about stay true to self, and if I feel like I'm getting off my path, or I'm not living in the light of God, it's like I always go back to like how I was when I was a child. I always think about the age 1 through 7. Now I can't remember like all the way back, but I always think about like who I was as a kid, and like how I carried myself, and what did I love at that time, because that was me in my purest form when I was a kid, right? Until we started to experience all these things in the world that typically shape us to this new person, and we all deal with so many different circumstances, but it's so important for you to stay grounded with who you are, and I always think about that every single day when I wake up. I'm like, how can I continue to be myself, right? And I work on it. Every single day I'm working on it. Like I believe that I'm a person that I can show up to the camera and be exactly who I'm supposed to be, I always remind myself that when I was a kid, I was very kind. I was raised by 2 great parents. I was a good kid. I was a loving kid, empathetic kid. I was a kid that was always curious, and I still am that. And I always think about those things, like, who was I when I was a kid? And am I still that now? And you guys should ask yourself that too. And if you feel disconnected from purpose, disconnected from who you are, if you watch all my videos, a lot of my videos are about wellness, right? And wellness can help you ground yourself. So there's so many different things you can do to come back to self. And the reason, it's not just like, oh, just come back to self. Just come back to self. Just be who you are, right? The reason you want to be who you are is because that is exactly where your purpose lies. You need to be exactly who you are. That is your gift. And I truly believe my mission when it comes to serving other people while I'm here is to remind people to be exactly who they are, and it's okay for you to be exactly who you are. I love people in their purest form. If you guys ever get to meet me in person, I'm a very honest dude, and I can tell right away when somebody is, trying to be a character or just trying to fit in. And I'm trying to remind people that you don't have to fit in. Stand out. You don't want to fit in. Stand out. Be the black sheep in the group out of 100 white sheep. That's exactly who you should be. And imagine if everybody was themselves. We would walk outside and just see so many people dressing in this very unique way. I feel like everyone's artistic ability would be expressed at the highest, right? Just if everybody could walk outside and be okay with being themselves. So this message is really just a reminder for you guys to stay true to self. That's what I live in, and I hope you guys embody stay true to self as much as I do. You know thyself, love thyself, and it's okay for you to be yourself. There's going to be people on the outside that are going to judge you for who you are, and that's how it's supposed to be. If you are being exactly who you are, they're not going to understand it, because you are different from them. And their journey and their process is going to be different from yours. And you guys have had different upbringings. Imagine trying to be like everybody else when you all came from different backgrounds and you all have different stories. I don't have all the answers, but one thing I do know is that I don't want to be in my 40s or in my 50s and be like, yo, I lived my whole entire life trying to be somebody else when I could have just been me. And me being myself is exactly who I'm supposed to be and exactly who God would want me to be.